Hey guys, welcome back to Money's Book List. So this is part two to that series that I just filmed. In this video, we're gonna mainly focus on murder mysteries. There's a few standalones I want to talk about, but mostly these are gonna be books that are in a series. So let's get started. The first series I want to talk about is called Royal Spinous by Rhys Bowen. Now there's 13 books in this series, and they start off with the main character Georgiana Roddick, aka Georgie. And Georgie is in the year 1932 in London. And she is the cousin of the queen. And because she is the cousin of the queen and she is a royal because she is royalty, she can't work. However, the big problem with that is that her father is deceased and her mother is a actress who flitters off or who is she's not present. She's always with the next guy. She's always with the next man she wants to marry. So Georgie is by herself. I mean, she has her brother, but unfortunately her brother's wife doesn't like her. And because of that, she kind of finds herself in a unique situation where she's trying to just survive. And it's set in 1932, and this is right after the First War, where the markets have crashed, and basically people are scrounging and trying to save, and people who had money don't have money, and it's just a wild time, and she's just trying to survive. Well, because she's just trying to survive, she finds herself either taking odd jobs under fake names or working for the queen to solve murders. This is a fun ride. This is straight up cozy murder mystery. And the thing about murder mysteries or cozy murder mysteries is that the main characters are never truly in danger of being hurt or dying. So if you like that kind of thing, you will like this series. And she does have a love interest. His name is Darcy. Darcy's kind of in the same situation. He's Irish. Is he Irish? He is Irish. He's Irish. His last name is O'Mara. And he is also kind of doing the same thing. He kind of works for the crown. And it's fun. It's a fun ride. And again, there's 13 books in the series. And I think you would like it if you like just sweet, cozy murder mysteries set in the 1930s. The fun thing about this series also is because it is set in this time frame, the author was brilliant enough to also include some actual historical facts about the royal family, which was amazing. So look out for those things. All right. Next series we're going to talk about is the Library Lovers mystery series, and this is by Jana McKinley. Now, Miss McKinley, she has several series that are cozy murder mysteries. She has one about hats, or one that surrounds a hat shop, one that surrounds a bakery. This one happens to surround books. And you meet the main character by the name of, I cannot believe I just forgot the main character's name. Lindsay. Lindsay. You meet Lindsay Norris, that's her name. And Lindsay Norris is working in a small town called Briar Creek. And she is the director of a library. And she is solving a bunch of murder mysteries. And the fun thing about it is all the murders somehow they tie back to the library. So it's really interesting. And it's cute murder mystery. It is set present day. And there is a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun because this little town is actually kind of like Cabot Cove, if you will. Like it's set off right next to a Great Lake, a Great Lake. And you have that, and it's just a lot of fun. So I would say take a look. Now, the next book I would suggest, it is also a part of a series, but I only read the first book in the series. It's called The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and it's by John Belair. Now, this book it's middle grade, first of all. It's supposed to be for kids between the ages of 10 and 13, and I absolutely love this book. It is quite cute. I would say that it's for kids between that age. It's kind of a little slightly dark, so keep that in mind. But there are 12 books in this series, and they're all surrounding the main character. His name is not Jonathan. That's the uncle. What is the young boy's name? His name is Lewis. Sorry, I can't believe I'm forgetting names. So the series is surrounding Lewis, and Lewis' his parents have passed away, and he's going to live with his Uncle Jonathan. And Jonathan lives in this really cool house and his uncle is a warlock, and his uncle's best friend, who is a lady, is also, I guess she would be a witch. And it's just really cool how Jonathan and his best friend, I cannot believe I forgot her name, is influencing Lewis, and Lewis goes on all these like really cool adventures at his uncle's house. It's really cool, really cute story. I read it and I thought it was cute. Hey, so it's me editing, of course, and I realized I didn't tell you about the actual book, the first book in the series. It is about Lewis at Uncle Jonathan's house, and Uncle Jonathan's house actually has a clock in its walls, and they're trying to determine why the clock is there. And you go on this ride with Lewis when he's trying to like make friends and also get used to this new life without his parents. And his Uncle Jonathan is just really kind and just sweet to him, and also introducing magic to him. So it's really interesting, and again, it is middle grade, and I really hope you guys take a chance on it. Okay. I'm going to continue with the series. I may read another book in the month of October, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, so the next book in this, that I want to talk about is called The English Wife. Now, this murder mystery is you're meeting the main character, and her brother is dead. He was murdered. You find out he is murdered at at a party, and his wife is missing. And you find out that well, you don't find out. His sister, the main character, the sister is trying to find out, one, who killed her brother, and two, where is her sister-in-law. So this is a great story. Now, this is written in a format of present, or like the characters having something happen and then a flashback. Something happens and then there's a flashback. So this story is really, really good. It takes a wild and crazy turn. I was very angry at the main character or not the main character, but the brother, because I was like, how he was just hella selfish. Anyway, but this mystery is very unique and I like it a lot. So I would suggest for you to read it. This is by, again, her name is, the author's name is Lauren. I don't have her last name right here for you. The next books or series I want to talk about is called the Lady Sherlock Holmes series. Again, I've talked about this series in several videos before. These books are by Sherry Thomas. There are currently 4 books in this series. The first book was released a couple years ago, and the next book is due to be released, I believe, in October. So I will for sure be reading this in October, the 4th book. But the whole premise behind this book is, what if Sherlock Holmes was a lady? What if she was just, because of the time it's set in, she, the Sherlock Holmes, the woman, her name is Charlotte in this book, she knew that people wouldn't take her serious if she was solving murders or solving mysteries. So she decides to pretend that her brother Sherlock is solving the murders and mysteries, and she's just his sister helping him along. And the great thing about this book is that you meet Watson, but Watson happens to be Mary. You meet Mary Watson, you don't meet John Watson. And this series is brilliantly written, and it is a lot of fun. It talks about different forms of social issues, like the main character Charlotte. She suffers from, or not suffers, she definitely has some type of social disorder. She has another sister, an older sister, who is definitely autistic, and they talk about the fact that Charlotte feels very responsible for her sister, and she goes through like the most extraordinary an elaborate way of getting her sister away from her shitty parents to take care of her. She also has a younger sister by the name of Olivia. They call her Livia in this book. And there's 4 books in this series, and they're all surrounding some type of murder. The first book is basically just this fun, fantastical ride about trying to find her. She has a brother. They have a brother, I should say. And then the second book is more about I can't think right now because I've read it so long ago. But yes, I really believe you should check out these books. These books are amazing, and it's one of my favorite series. So the next books I want to talk about are the next books in the series. Of course, everyone knows I love this series. It is called The Athena, or The Adventures of the Athena Club, and this is by Theodora Goss. There are 3 books in this series, and this book that's being released, I think either in October or late September, is the last book in the series. I didn't know it was going to be just a 3-book series, but I understand. And it should be when I think about it. And I like the way she's not going to try to like continue to like pump out books, but just, just have a trilogy and be done with it. So if you know anything about this series, you know that there are 5 women in this book, and they are all either creations or daughters of main characters from classic novels like Frankenstein, Dr. Monroe, Rappaccini's daughter, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Did I say Frankenstein? I did. I can't think. Oh, well, 2 of them are from Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So you have Mary Jekyll, you have Diana Hyde, you have Catherine Monroe, you have Beatrice Rappaccini, and you have Justin Frankenstein. And these women are trying to save other women from mad scientists who are creating monsters out of their daughters or young women because we have a pliable constitution. They actually say that. Like, that's the reason why they do it. That's why they don't do it with men, because women have a pliable constitution. Shit is crazy. Anyway, so there's 3 books. The first book, the women, of course, they are trying to figure out how the heck did this happen to all of them. And then the second book, of course, is them just trying to save another girl going through something similar, same. And it is, I think her name is, what is the first name? The last name is Van Helsing. So if you know anything, you know it has something to do with Dracula. So Van Helsing, I think her name is Helen Van Helsing. So they're trying to save her. In the second book, you actually meet what is her name? Adler. I think her name is Helen Adler. Helen Adler from Sherlock Holmes, because he is also in this novel. He plays a secondary character. He's not the main character, really. It's mainly these 5 women. And the third book is coming out, I believe, 1st of October, like I said, or late September, and it is surrounding Mary and the ladies trying to find their scullery maid, Allison. And I think I said this before in another video. I'm almost positive Allison is something to do with Alice in Wonderland. That would be crazy, but I believe that's what it is. And of course, something's going on with Sherlock because he's missing too. So they're trying to find both of those characters or both of those people in the last novel. So the last series I want to talk about is the Cherringham series. There are 34 books in this series, and this series is written by 2 authors, Matthew Costello and Neil Richards. Now, yes, there are 34 books, but these books their pages range from 90 to at most 150. So they're very, very, very quick reads. If you listen to them, it takes an hour to listen to each book. So that's why there's so many books in this series. Now, this series is set around a retired detective from New York and a marketing director from the city of Cherringham. And first of all, they are amateur detectives trying to solve a murder that happened recently in their town. And then they become private PIs to solve unsolved case, whether it be murder or just a mystery or just helping people find stolen materials. So this series is very cute. It's set in England, and it is modern day, and it is a fun ride, very quick reads. Again, I would classify this as cozy murder mystery. I have read, I think, 22 of the books, and up until now, none of the main characters have been in any real danger. So I haven't gotten to 34 yet, so I don't know. That might change, but I believe that it is considered a cozy murder mystery. Now, I have given you a ton of books to read or pick to read from, so I hope you get out there and read. I found some new ones for me to read, and as I said in my last video, my TBR for October is fire. and I am excited to be reading in October. So until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and bye.